இன்னைக்கு நம்ம ரொம்பவே அழகான பிரபலமான த மோஸ்ட் சாட் ஆஃப்டர் ஆக்ட்ரஸை மீட் பண்ண போகிறோம். இவங்க ஆயிரத்தில் ஒருவன் படத்தோட கதாநாயகி. என்னங்க நான் இது சொல்லும் போதே நீங்கள் கண்டுபிடிச்சிருப்பீங்க நான் நம்புகிறேன். எஸ், இட்ஸ் நான் அதர் தன் ரீமா சென். ஹாய் ரீமா, ஹவ் ஆர் யூ? விஷ் யூ ஹாப்பி நியூ இயர். ஓகே, ஆயிரத்தில் ஒருவன் படம்ன்றது வந்து இட்ஸ் அ வெரி பிக் பட்ஜெட் மூவி அண்ட் இதில் நிறைய எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம க்ரௌட் கிட்ட இருக்குது. ஸோ ஹவு டு யூ ஃபீல் பீயிங் அ பார்ட் ஆஃப் திஸ் மூவி?
Right now, see, it's an experience by itself to be a part of it, because films like this is not made every day. Even for that matter, I tell Selva also that it's going to take you a long time to, cross this film. He says no, he'll do it next time again. So, but yes, I mean, the experience itself is, to be a part of something like this is really nice. It's not good enough if you do a good film. You think you would have done your best, but what's more important is reaching the audience. So, the audience has to accept it. You can do the best, but if the audience doesn't accept it, all, everything goes to waste. So, for me right now, that's the only focal point, that people should go watch the film and like it, or they should love the film, because a movie like this, because it's not your average, normal average story. It's a very larger than life kind of a film, larger than life kind of a story, and it's also a risk kind of a story. It's not what you get to see every day, not like a next door story. So if it doesn't work, then you'd wonder whether you're on the right track or not. So I think it's important for everybody for the film to work.
Okay, இந்த ஆயிரத்தில் ஒருவன் படத்தால உங்களோட கேரக்டர் பத்தி சொல்லுங்க.
I cannot describe my character in a few words. You have to see the film. Everybody keeps asking me that, but it's something. It's not because I don't want to say it, or not because I'm being very closed about it. It is something which you have to go and see. If I tell you, you won't be able to figure out. It's got so many dimensions to the character that one has to really, it's a very larger than life. It's something which is very glamorous, at the same time it's very larger than life. It's a royal, regal character. Then again, someone says because they saw me jumping around and doing a sword fight scene, so is it a Lara Croft kind of a film? No, you have to go. It's a whole new experience all by.
Okay, ரீமா வந்து ரிவீல் பண்ண மாட்டேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அது சீக்ரெட்டாக வச்சுருக்காங்க. ஸோ நீங்கள் ஆயிரத்தில் ஒருவன் போய் பார்த்தா தான் அவங்களோட கேரக்டர் என்ன அப்படின்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். ஓகே, ஸோ செல்வராகன் சார் வந்து உங்களை சூஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ரீசன் என்ன?
I think you should ask him this question. But of course, when he's in a lighter mood, he says, apart from the fact that I need a person who can act. But beyond that, more than that, I need somebody who also looks arrogant, whose face doesn't give away anything. According to him, he says my face doesn't give away anything. So what's there in my mind, only I know. Somebody who looks regal, very royal. At the same time, I mean, he says there's a lot of things, but he says that I cannot think of anybody else who can do this role. When I wrote the script, I just couldn't think of anybody in that whole combination.
Okay, according to you, உங்களை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் கார்த்திக் அண்ட் நீங்கள் நடித்த அந்த கெமிஸ்ட்ரி வந்து உங்களுக்கு பெட்டராக தெரியுதா, இல்லை ஆண்ட்ரியாவோட கார்த்திக் பண்ண கெமிஸ்ட்ரி வந்து பெட்டர் நீங்கள் நினைக்கிறீங்களா?
I don't know, because nobody's pair in the movie. Okay, and in the film, all three of us have share different equations with each other in the film, as in the characters have like Karthi and Andrea always, Andrea always feels sorry for Karthi in the movie, whereas I always, we are both fighting and Karthi hates me in the movie. Okay, so it's a different equation altogether, but personally of course I get along with Karthi very well.
Two women under the same roof இருக்கவே முடியாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. நீங்களும் ஆண்ட்ரியா வந்து 2 வருஷம் இந்த படத்துல வர்க் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. சோ உங்க ரெண்டு பேருக்குள்ள எப்படி ஒத்து போச்சு?
I think it's so wrong what you're telling me. You girls, at least you two of you, I don't even need to let you finish the question. I know what you're going to ask me, because I always feel that at least two women, you can still convince them to come under that thing for one day. Men, you cannot, in the name of whatever, they will just refuse to come. You can't even put them for one day under the same roof. You talk about men, they say women like to gossip. I say men like to gossip equally more. In the name of debate, they go on gossiping.
Okay, that's true.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not.
Okay, tell me the experience you spent with Andrea.
Andrea is basically an introvert. She's she doesn't really, she basically keeps to herself. She reads a lot of books and she does once in a way. But other than that, all three of us, four of us, really got along well with each other. I mean, when you're shooting for 260 days, there's no other choice, So even, but there are days when you don't like, a person and you say, I don't want to talk to that person today, that person's really getting onto my nerves. So those bad days and good days you have. Like you have it with Silva also. Like there are days when me and Silva have not spoken to each other for like days on end on the sets, okay? Because something would have triggered him off or something would have triggered me off, and because you're shooting under so much of constant pressure, you're always so much under pressure for shooting. Small things trigger you off, you'll be like, I don't like this guy, I'm not going to talk to him. In the same way, he'll say, oh, I'm not going to talk to this woman. But of course, like he used to tell me, like, I'm cursed. At least when you say you don't want to talk to me, you'll still get away. But I have to come and talk to you because, I have to shoot with you and I have to explain the scene with you. So,
கார்த்திகோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மூவி பருத்திவீரன் இட்ஸ் a சூப்பர் டூப்பர் மூவி. இப்போ செகண்ட் அவர் இந்த மூவி நடிச்சிருக்காரு. ஸோ இதில் அவர் கூட நீங்கள் நடித்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பற்றி சொல்லுங்கள்.
I can say one thing about Karthi in this film. He is going to be the most loved character, among all four of us, Karthi's character is the most loving out of the lot. He's got all the punch dialogues. He's got all the punchline when it comes to comedy. And it has always been seen that people, who have that cuteness and that comedy factor in their character always, and he's absolutely very lovable in the film, especially because he's always fighting with me. Okay. So that is something which is there. Apart from that, he is I don't know, whenever I look at him, I really feel, I've worked with a lot of newcomers, like first film or second film. Karthi, I've never felt that he's a newcomer because apart from the fact that, he comes from a family, he's got great knowledge about movies itself. So that makes you feel like, he's not a newcomer. So Karthi has, even in terms of shooting, even in terms of getting into the character, there were days like, you feel like you're walking and you feel like the continuity and you don't want to put those dust on you, and Karthi will come like, put that on your body. I said, mind your own business, He'll be like, no, you're missing out on continuity. I said, Karthi will kill you for this, okay? Don't start. You're not an AD. That AD mentality, that because he's worked in movies, it's still that passion is there, and because he's worked as an AD, so he'll remember your continuity, he'll remember his continuity, and so and of course he's a wonderful person to work with that way.
செல்வராகவன் சார் வந்து ரொம்பவே ஃப்ரெண்ட்லி அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ நீங்கள் அவர் கூட ஒர்க் பண்ணது எப்படி இருந்தது?
Silva and me have this weird, not weird, but it's a very interesting love-hate relationship sometimes, like some days, Silva will think I'm his best friend and I'll think he's my best friend. And then cut to after 5 days, he'll think I'm his worst enemy and I'll think he's my worst enemy, or those, small things. Apart from that, I have this fantastic knack of telling him the wrong things at the wrong moment, just we've got into like severe amount of arguments and fights because sometimes he gets so bugged with me because I just have this thing of picking that moment and saying, Siva, you know what, this happened, and he'll be like tearing his hair out in frustration. But I share a great, like I don't have to ask him to come to his house, or I can walk into his house anytime, I can walk out of his house anytime, and working with him, as far as working with him, see, we all know that he is tough to work with, he's not an easy person to work.
Okay. இந்த படத்தோட ட்ரெய்லர் பார்க்கும்போதே ஸ்டன்ட்ஸ்லாம் நிறைய பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னு தெரியுது. ஸோ இந்த ஸ்டன்ட்ஸ்லாம் நீங்கள் பண்ணதோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பற்றி சொல்லுங்கள்.
We didn't have any, throughout the movie, none of us had a dupe for the movie. There was no standing dupe for the film when we were shooting the film. I did everything on my own, whether I jumped off from a 10-feet wall or I jumped from one 10-feet wall onto the other 10. And the worst part is, best part about the film is that when you see it, you can make out. He really took effort because I didn't cheat. He made sure that you can see that it's not cheated. I think that's the beauty of it. Apart from that, yes, definitely it's difficult to do it because you know physically you're not as a woman you're not you're not trained to do so much of hard work, so it's physically very tasking and very daunting, but I enjoyed it after a point of time.
இந்த படத்துல ரொம்பவே ரீமா சென் கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஸ்டன்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் அவங்களே பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. கண்டிப்பா தியேட்டர்ல போய் இந்த மூவியை வாட்ச் பண்ணுங்க. ஆயிரத்தில் ஒருவன் படத்தில் வந்து நிறைய சேம் க்ளோத்ஸே ரிப்பீட்டடாக போட்டு பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னு கேள்விப்பட்டோம். ஸோ அப்போ கிளாமரஸான ரீமாவை நாங்கள் இதில் மிஸ் பண்ணுவோமா?
No, the same worn-in clothes are also very glamorous, so you won't miss it. But yeah, we used to wear, I think one outfit I wore for like some 100 days and one outfit I wore for some 75 days. That's how it was. And you know what, they used to have the duplicates for me, but I was so used to wearing that particular clothes that after a point of time I said, give me back, because that was the best fit and the best thing. As far as glamorous look is concerned, no, you'll see a lot of, there is not only one costume, there's lots of changes in the second half. If you see Oh Isa song, there is a different me altogether, and yeah, you're not going to miss anything.
நீங்கள் வந்து ரொம்ப லக்கியஸ்ட் பர்சன் இந்த ஃபீல்டில் இந்த மூவிஸில் இது பண்ணுறதுல அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ பட் நீங்கள் ஒரு மூவிக்கும் இன்னொரு மூவிக்கும் நடிக்கிறதுக்கு ஏன் லாங் கேப் எடுத்துக்கிறீங்க?
Most probably if I start doing movies randomly, then even I won't be considered lucky. It will start flopping. But no, but the reason why there's been a gap, like I've always said, none of my films have been spaced out. Like I was just talking to somebody, I was just giving an interview some time back, and I was saying that you know, if you have 3 releases, those 3 releases have never been spaced out over, you know, 6 months. It so happens that you know all the 3 films have come at some time. Then obviously because those 3 films have come at some time, you know, then also you know I took a long time in the making. Like Vallavan took a long time in the film. This film has taken an extremely long time in the making. So that's the reason.
ஆயிரத்தில் ஒருவன் வந்து ஒரு 2 வருஷம் பயங்கர லாங்காக நீங்கள் போய் மேக் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. ஸோ இதில் ஏதாவது மறக்க முடியாத இன்சிடென்ட்ஸ் இருக்கா?
There are lots of them. There's so many of them. I remember there's one incident where we did the climax of the movie, and Karthi was supposed to. I was having this fight sequence with Karthi, and Karthi was supposed to throw me off, and he threw me so hard that I went 3 feet into the thing, and it was a rocky ground, and he threw me so hard that I went 3 feet into the air, and then I fell on the ground. And the next thing I know is I've just heard one noise on my head, and then I've just passed out. I just passed out, you know, for like some 5 or 7 seconds, 10 seconds, I must have just passed out. And the funniest is when I woke up, when I came to my senses, I could see Karthi pulling me. Reema, get up, Reema. Reema, get up, Reema. I'm like, leave me alone for 2 minutes. I can't. Reema, get up, Reema. He was so worried that, you know, I had passed out like that. And they've been so, you know, I don't know, the film, you can write an encyclopedia. Like, you can write one full book on the movie, you know, the small things that have happened in the film. And this is one incident. Then there's so many, you know. I remember one night we went to Chalakuri, and when we were coming back, see, during the day when you travel, it's fine. During the night, when you travel in the dense jungle, it's really scary because they have like tons of wild animals, wild elephants there. So I remember this one particular, and I was considered the biggest crook among the entire lot, because see, Andy and Karthi, you know, they are very like, they would listen, and I'd always be like, okay, over, no, let me run off. I'll always be wanting to run off. So I remember there's one night where he packed me off, and it was raining. And I was so happy. I was like, okay, I get to go back to my room and sleep off. So I sit in the car, and we were not shooting on the outskirts of the jungle. We were shooting deep into the jungle. Okay, so when you're coming, they see there are no roads on it. They're like proper small, you know, cut out trees, and you just drive your car through it. And there used to be like tons and tons of, you know, those wild elephants. So I remember I was going back in the night, and the thing was so small, and I was going in the car, and I don't know, this panic struck me, and I was so scared. I'll never forget this. I actually took a U-turn back. I went and sat in the set, and I said, I will only go in the morning with the entire unit. I'm not going to go back. I don't want to travel that 1 hour of, you know, it is, I cannot explain it to you. It is so scary. If they start chasing you, it is like really dangerous. So there have been incidents like that, you know.
So இப்போ நீங்கள் காண்டாக்டில் இருக்கீங்க?
Yeah, absolutely. All of us, everybody has to talk to everybody for like once in a week. Everybody has to talk to everybody. It's like that. Only me and Silva sometimes we won't talk for like some 2 months sometimes. Then he'll call me up or I'll call him. But other than that, normally even with Silva, he has to, we all keep in touch with each other.
ஸோ தனுஷ் அண்ட் ஐஸ்வர்யா ரியல் லைஃப் பேர் வந்து ஒரு சாங் இதில் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க பாடியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ அதில் நீங்கள் ஒர்க் பண்ண எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்குது அந்த சாங்க்கு?
No, actually when Silva recorded the song and there was some other song recorded earlier. And then he came and recorded this song. Silva has this weird mind going somewhere. Somehow he manages to, you know, like Aishwarya dubbed for me in the movie.
Oh.
So not many people, I don't know whether people know the song. Aishwarya dubbed for me also in the film. Yeah, I mean we all enjoyed shooting the song, and as you know that it has really topped the charts. So it's nice. I mean it's nice to nice to see various faces of a person. I think more than me or all of us, I think the fact that Dhanush has so many different dimensions to it, but that's nice.
காமெடி ரோல்ஸ் பண்ணியாச்சு, அப்புறம் வந்து செல்லமேலேயும் நிறைய கேரக்டர் ரோல்ஸ்லாம் நிறைய பண்ணிட்டீங்க. ஸோ உங்களுக்குன்னு ஒரு ட்ரீம் ரோல் இதுதான் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு ஆசை இருக்கா?
Dream role, I don't know. I always wanted to do more than dream role. I would like to get a good script, like see, Aayiram is not something which you think about like I would like to do, but the role is so amazing, it's really amazing. So like that, more than that, like Chellame, it's a great role, but I never thought that something like, you won't normally think about it, but it's just the script and the the screenplay which works. So for me, I don't know, maybe something very interesting. I just hope so. Nothing in particular.
ரீமா சென் வில்லேஜ் கேர்லாக பார்த்ததில்ல, ஸோ அதே எப்போ இதுவாகும்?
I have done it. I don't know, nobody, but there is Malamar Weekly, which I played a village girl.
Okay.
So it's just people's misconceptions, and the people like to, nobody wants to work out of the box, they all want to work within the box, within the set parameters.
Okay, what is your new year resolution?
To stop eating. I mean, I just don't seem to control my mouth, so that's one thing. I'd like to get my food under control.
But we think you look great. So first filmலேருந்து இப்போ வரைக்கும் அதே ரீமாவாக இருக்கீங்க. ஸோ எப்படி அது?
No, I've fluctuated also. I'm not like, it's not been a constant thing for me. There was a time when I'd really put on weight, then I've lost weight, then I've gone skinny, then I've put back. These things happen, but other than that, yeah, because you learn to groom yourself over a period of time. And see, when I started out Chillame and Chitram and Minale, I was barely out of school. So from that time to this time, there will be a huge journey. There will be a time they will learn how to groom yourself, and so
படத்தில் நிறைய ரீமாவை பார்த்தாச்சு. ஸோ ரியல் லைஃப்பில் உங்களோட கேரக்டர் பற்றி சொல்லுங்கள்.
How can I describe myself to you?
இந்த பொங்கலை எப்படி செலிப்ரேட் பண்ண போறீங்க?
Well, this Pongal, I hope, movie is releasing on Pongal, so I'm just hoping that this turns out to be blockbuster, and that will be my celebration.
இவ்வளோ நேரத்துக்கு எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பொறுமையாக ஆன்சர் பண்ணீங்க, ரொம்ப க்யூட்டாக பண்ணீங்க. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச்.
Thank you so much. Wishing all the viewers of Polimer TV a very, very, very happy Pongal.